Okay. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Pay homage, Noble Blessed One. Dear friends, in the Dhamma, today 6 October 2016 at Dhammasukha Meditation Center, I am going to give Dhamma talk from Majjhima Nikaya 135, Sulakama Vibhanga Sutta. Here the Sula means shorter, Kamma means action, and Vibhanga means exposition, and Sutta means discourse. So the discourse of the shorter exposition of karma is called Sulla Kamma Vibhanga Sutta. So in this sutta, young Brahmin, to their son, he approached to the Buddha and he asked 14 questions, which were very, very intellectual questions, even though he was very young, but he tried to know answer from the Buddha. So let me read the sutta. I will read a few paragraphs. Then I'll try to give some commentary. So when I'll finish my Dhamma talk, then you can ask question. But during the Dhamma talk, no question. Okay? Thus have I heard on one occasion the Blessed One was staying at Savatthi in Jata's group, Anathapindika's park. Then the Brahmin student Subha to their son went to the Blessed One and exchanged greeting with him. Here the Subha was about 15 or 16 years old. Even though he was very young, but he asked 14 questions which were very, very intellectual questions, because his mind was intelligent mind. You know, when this courteous and amiable talk was finished, he sat down at one side and asked the Blessed One, Master Gautama, what is the cause and condition why human beings are seen to be inferior and superior? For people are seen to be, first two questions, short-lived and long-lived. Fourth questions, sickly and healthy. Sixth questions, ugly and beautiful. 8 questions, uninfluential and influential. 10 questions, poor and wealthy. 12 questions, low-born and high-born. And the last 14 questions, stupid and wise. So altogether 14 questions asked to the Buddha. What is the cause and condition, Master Gautama, why human beings are seen to be inferior and superior? Then the Blessed One said, student, beings are owners of their actions, heirs of their actions. They originate from their actions are bound to their actions, have their actions as their refuge. It is action that distinguishes beings as inferior and superior. Then young Suba didn't understand Buddha's explanation very well, because he explained in brief. After that, the Suba said that, I do not understand in detail the meaning of Master Gautama's statement, which he spoke in brief without expanding the meaning in detail. It would be good if Master Gautama would teach me the Dhamma, so that I might understand in detail the meaning of Master Gautama's statement. Then the Buddha said, student, listen and attend closely to what I will say. Yes, sir. Brahmin student Suba replied, the Blessed One said this. Here, student, some men and women kills living beings and is murderous, bloody-handed, given to blows and violence, merciless to living beings. Because of performing and undertaking such action, on the dissolution of the body, after that, he reappears in a state of deprivation, in an unhappy destination, even in hell. But if on the dissolution of the body, after that, he does not reappear in a state of deprivation, in an unhappy destination in hell, but if instead he comes back to the human state, then wherever he is reborn, he is short-lived. So here we can understand, if we kill living beings after passing away, when we will come back again human state, we will get short life. You know, when I was in New York City, one of my supporters asked me, Bhante, Muslim people always ask, we are Buddhist. Buddha said not to kill, number one precept, not to kill any living beings, but we eat meat. How can I answer this question? Then I told him, there are 5 things. First one, there have to be living beings. Second, you have to have intention to kill the living being. And third, you need a weapon. And fourth, weapon, you have to use the weapon. And the last one, the living being passed away. So if one of those 5 things isn't present, there is no wrongdoing. I gave answer like this to him. So this is the what Buddha said. Even though if we go to the market and we buy the meat, there is no wrongdoing. Those who are butcher, those who are killer, they kill because this is their business, right? If when we go to the market, we don't see any meat, but we can buy vegetable. I explain like that to them. And also, in this modern world, we can see those who are butcher, they never get long life. They passed away within short life. Someone may pass away 40 years, someone 30 years, someone 50 or 60, something like that. I can give you one very practical example. In my village, one guy who was actually relative with us in my village, he used to kill pig. He would go to the forest which was very far from my village at night. It was big gun. When the pig would come down to eat rice, he would kill the pig and he would sell the meat to the people. When I went to my village few years ago, I heard that that guy was killed by other people, like he killed the pig. So other people also had killed him. You see how result he got it? And also we can see that in this world, a lot of people, especially women, when they get pregnant, a few baby passed away in their home. And the baby, when they come in this world, after 7 days, after few years, they passed away. So in this case, I can say that not only baby fault, but also mom. Mom, of course, mom also did something wrong in the past life. That's why that baby came to that mom, right? If we say this is not mom fault, only baby, because he killed living beings in the past, I don't believe that. According to my understanding, I can say mom also did some unwholesome things in the past. That's why that baby came to her home. And then when he was born, within 7 days, within few years, he passed away, because he or she killed living beings in the past. So, but here, student, some man and woman abstain the killing of living beings, abstain from killing living beings, abandoning the killing of living beings, abstain from killing living beings. This is just opposite. With rod and weapon laid aside, gentle and kindly, he abides compassionate to all living beings. Because of performing and undertaking such action on the dissolution of the body, after death he appears in a happy destination, even in the heavenly world. But if on the dissolution of the body after death he doesn't reappear in a happy destination in the heavenly world, but instead he comes back to the human state, then wherever he is reborn, he is long life. So, if we want to have long life, we should practice giving life. Everybody wants to have long life, nobody wants to have short life. So how can we practice giving life? We can let go the birds. For example, we can buy the birds, we can buy lobster, we can buy crabs, and then let them go free. In that case, we can practice giving lives. Last time, I think 2015, on January, when I went to Burma, I took my mom to visit different Buddhist temples in Burma, And we went to one pagoda, near Golden Pagoda actually, and we saw that one guy was selling birds. We bought the birds from there, and a few birds I gave to my mom, and a few birds I took and let them free, and I feel very happy, very happy and smiling like the masuka. Everybody. So my mom also was very happy. She was smiling and laughing, So I also want to give another practical example from our teacher Bhante Vimala, because I heard from his Dhamma talk, which was very practical. When he was in Malaysia, one lady got cancer. Doctor told her she will pass away after 1 month, and she approached Bhante. She said that, Bhante, I will pass away after 1 month. Could you advise me what good things can I do? Then Bhante, we said, please buy fish and let them go, let them free, be happy, smile all the time. And within 3 months, her cancer go away. This is very practical example. You see, whenever I heard that, I was shocked, How is happened that? I listened this Dhamma talk when I was in New York, and it made me very happy, So here, student, some man and woman is given to injuring beings with a hand, with a cloth, with a stick, or with a knife. Because of performing and undertaking such action on the dissolution of the body, after that he appears in a state of deprivation. But if instead he comes back to the human state, then wherever he is reborn, he is sickly. So in this explanation, I can give you a few examples about my country. In my country, people beat a lot cows, dogs, chicken, and other living beings. I say very practically. And also, human being, man beat wives. This is big violence, When I went last time to my country, I said, one of my relatives, you are a human being and you are beating your wife. You never have loving kindness to your wife. This is very cruel, right? So what the Buddha say? Not only human being, but also other living beings, small beings, a small animal or big animals. If you beat them when you passed away, after passing away, when you come back again to the human state, you will be sickly because you injure other living being. The next one, just opposite. Next one said that if you don't beat, if you love other living beings, human beings, whenever you see you smile, you'll be happy. You see, when we smile, our mind is clear, alert, and other people also smile because of our smiling. We smile first, and we being compassionate, and we become kind, and we radiate loving kindness to them. That's why people first, when we love them first, they also love us. And I also want to say that not only human beings, big animals or as small animals, for example, mosquito, ants. I can remember a few days ago when I saw Bodhisattva, he was radiating loving kindness to the one small ants, I think. And I told her, are you radiating loving kindness to a small ants? She told me, yes. Because she loved all the animals, including mosquito, including ants. This is the Buddha's way. We shouldn't kill intentionally to any living beings. We shouldn't injure any living beings, right? Here, student, some man and woman is often angry and irritable character. Even when criticized a little, he is offended, becomes angry, hostile, and resentful, and displays anger, hate, and bitterness. Because of performing and undertaking such action, he reappears in a state of deprivation. But if instead he comes back to the human state, then wherever he is reborn, he is ugly. Why? Because we become easily angry. One day I was given Dhamma talk in New York City. Plenty of people in front of me, about more than 100 people. In the States, there were many monks. I give my video to someone to record my Dhamma talk. I was given Dhamma talk by showing PowerPoint slideshow, and all the audience watching my Dhamma talk on the screen, big screen. When I was giving Dhamma talk, giving, and after finishing my Dhamma talk, when I went to my temple and I watched my talk, then I saw 2 monks. They looked me like that. They were so angry because they didn't like my talk. And I was thinking, why their face look like that? Because the way I talk, they don't like. Because I read something from the sutta and explained precisely. That way, they don't like. And later on I heard that he is giving Dhamma talk only by reading, not only by reading from the computer, not giving from his own. But the way I gave Dhamma talk is scholarly, like I'm giving lecture in the university, That way, because we cannot forget completely the scripture, we have to quote something from there, Pali and explanation. That way people will understand better, right? So anyway, when someone became angry easily, when they will pass away, and later on, if they come back again to the human state, they will be ugly. You see, Buddha said very clearly, right? We have to remember that. But here, a student, some man and woman is not of an angry and irritable character. Even when criticized a little, he is not offended, does not become angry, hostile, and resentful, and does not display anger, hate, and bitterness. Because of performing and undertaking such action, he reappears in a happy destination. But if he comes back to the human state, then wherever he is reborn, he is beautiful. Everybody wants to be beautiful, isn't it? So, if we want to be beautiful, what we have to do? First, we have to be patient. When someone angry, this is his pain. This is not my pain. But of course, we should not smile that time. If you smile, he will be more angry, right? Just quiet, patient, and being compassionate to him and radiate loving kindness to him. In that way, we can control ourselves. And after passing away, when we will come back again to the human state, of course, we will be beautiful and handsome, right? Here, student, some man and woman is envious. One who envies, resents, and begrades the gains. Honor, respect, reverence, salutations, and venerations received by others. Because of performing and undertaking such action, he reappears in a state of deprivation. But if instead he comes back to the human state, then wherever he is reborn, he is uninfluential. And the next one, just opposite. But here, student, some man and woman is not envious. One who does not envy, resent, and begrades the gains. Honor, respect, reverence, salutations, and venerations received by others. Because of performing and undertaking such action, he reappears in a happy destination. But if instead he comes back to the human state, then wherever he is reborn, he is influential. So here said uninfluential and influential. Uninfluential means when someone gains something. For example, someone became president or president of the temple, right? And other people should encourage him. Other people should be happy. Someone respect him highly. When others listen them, they should be happy. If we become happy, of course, after passing away in the next human existence, we will be influential. And people who feel hatred, envious, Buddha said that when they will come back again to the human state, they will be uninfluential. So the next, Buddha said, here students, some man and woman does not give food, drink, clothing, resting places, medicines, and lamps, the requisites to recluses or Brahmins. Because of performing and undertaking such action, he reappears in a state of deprivation. But if instead he comes back to the human state, then wherever he is reborn, he is poor. We can see in this modern world, there are many rich people. They have a lot of money. They have house, they have big business, but they never offer something for the monastery, for the Buddhism. You know, they are very stingy. Even there are many stories you can find in Dhammapada. So those people think that this money I make myself, only my family, this money only for my family. We should not give to others. Those are ignorant people. That's why Buddha said, who never give to others. Even in New York City, when I go here and there by subway, I saw many people, they really need something. They said, they write something on the paper, please give me something because I need food. When I see like that, I give some dollars so that they can buy some food, you know. But others, I saw most of them, they really don't want to give. Of course, a few people, they're very kind. Whenever they see them, they try to pay him $2, $5, $1 like that. So if we give something to others, it will come back again. Like we can give one practical example. Bhante, you see, when we take lunch together, he tried to give this medicine, take this vitamin, and he offered that one. And he said, when I give something, I get more. It's true. I can tell you another practical example. When I was studying MA in Bangkok, one of my classmates, she was a lady. She has a lot of money actually. She's very rich. She told me one day, more I give, more I get. My money never finish. More I give, more I get. It's true. Because whatever she donate with wholesome mind. That's why her money never end, never finish. Okay, the next one is just opposite. When we give something, of course we will get something. But here, student, some men and women gives food, drink, clothing, resting places, medicine, and lands, the requisites to recluses or Brahmins. Because of performing and undertaking such action, he reappears in a happy destination. But if instead he comes back to the human state, then wherever he is reborn, he is wealthy. So who become wealthy? Those who give, and those who never give, they become poor. During the Buddha's time, I can give you one very short example. During the Buddha's time, a wealthy person, I think his name was Ananda. When he was very wealthy, many monks went for alms round. He never gave one spoon of rice to the monks in his life. He said that we work very hard. We shouldn't give any food to the monks. Those monks should work. They never work. They stay at the temple, eat, sleep. So why should we give food to them? He didn't give himself, and he also said to others not to give. When he passed away, he was born in a poor family. And one day, Buddha went for alms round with Ananda. And when he saw that son, Buddha smiled. And Ananda said, Bhante, why did you smile by looking to that boy? Then Buddha said, Ananda, that small boy, he was Ananda Setti. He was wealthy. When he was wealthy, at that time he never gave to others. He was very stingy, and he also said to others not to give any food to monks. That's why he reborn now to the poor family. You can look now his condition. This is one very practical story during the Buddha's time happened. So nowadays we can see in Thailand and Burma. When I was in Thailand, I got up at 4 o'clock and I went for alms round 5 o'clock. A lot of people on the street, they are ready for offering food to the monks. It's very amazing actually. People don't want to wake up at 5 o'clock. The dark, on the street, very dark. But they are they are waiting for the monks. So whenever we approach them and they offer the food and expect some blessing from monks, and we bless them, then they're happy, they left. So in Burma also, people are very respectful. They offer food to the monks, and they think that by offering this food, we gain a lot of merit. So those who are Buddhist, especially, they think that if we can offer some food to the Buddhist monk, we gain a lot of merit. Even though they observe, they keep precept or not, but offering is the first step. So the next one, here student, some man or woman is obstinate and arrogant. He does not pay homage to one who should receive homage, does not rise up for one in whose presence he should rise up, does not offer a seat to one who deserves a seat, does not make way for one for whom he should make way, and does not honor, respect, revere, and venerate one who should be honored, respected, venerated, and revered. Because of performing and undertaking such action, he reappears in a state of deprivation. But if instead he comes back to the human state, then wherever he is reborn, he is low-born. The next one is just opposite. But here, student, some man and woman is not obstinate and arrogant. He pays homage to one who should receive homage, rises up for one in whose presence he should rise up, offers a seat to one who deserves a seat, makes way for one for whom he should make way, and honors, respects, reveres, and venerates one who should be honored, respected, revered, and venerated. Because of performing and undertaking such action, he reappears in a happy destination. But if instead he comes back to the human state, then wherever he is reborn, he is highborn. Here also, I want to give a practical example. When I was in New York City, I was abbot of one Bangladesh Buddhist temple. One of my supporters brought his relative to visit me. As soon as they enter my room, they saw I was sitting in the chair. And the one guy, he said, "Wow, this is novice." Because he saw I am very small, I have a small body. He thought that I am not Buddhist monk, I am novice. His relatives respected me, but he didn't respect me. Why? Because he was obstinate and arrogant. He didn't see I am Buddhist monk. And another day, I was invited to another house. People offered me a seat. I went to the restroom. When I came back from the restroom, I saw in my seat another guy sat. And as soon as he saw me, then he stood up. But unfortunately, that guy didn't stay longer, because whenever he saw Buddhist monk, he never respected. He got only 55 years old. Finally, he passed away. You see, the people who never respect Buddhist monk, they're very obstinate and arrogant to the monks. They don't last longer. They don't get long life. I saw very practical actually during his funeral. I gave his funeral service. I know that. So we should respect all the Buddhist monks, nuns, and whoever monastic, So who observe 8 precepts, general people also respect them because they are higher than 5 precepts. Who observe 5 precepts, 5 precepts, lay supporter should respect the 8 precepts. This is the way what the Buddha said in the Vinaya, in the discipline. So here very clearly mentioned that Buddha, if we obstinate and arrogant to others, this is unwholesome. It will give you result, whether this life or next life. So that's why Buddha said that here, if you do like this, you may reborn poor family, low born. And if you know how to respect the monks, nuns, and those who are higher than you, those who keep the 8 precepts, 9 precepts, whatever, 10 precepts, we should offer them seat higher than us. Then we will gain a lot of merit. Then here Buddha said, if you can do that, you will reborn high family. Of course, in New York City, a lot of people, most of the people, even though I am a small monk, but they know that I have something. I am a Buddhist monk, at least I can give the matak. I can chant the words of the Buddha. That's why they respect me. And they, before going to their home, very nicely they offer seat. They put a cloth very nicely and said, Bhante, please come and sit here. Because they did something wholesome in the past, and when they born in this very life, in the human states, and they know how to respect Buddhist monk. And even this life, they are gaining a lot of wholesome things, a lot of merit, by respecting Buddhist monks. So, the last one, here student, some man and woman does not visit a recluse or a Brahmin and asks, Venerable Sir, what is wholesome, what is unwholesome, what is blamable, what is blameless, what should be cultivated, what shouldn't be cultivated, what kind of action will lead to my harm and suffering for a long time, what kind of action will lead to my welfare and happiness for a long time. Because of performing and undertaking such action, he reappears in a state of deprivation. But if instead he comes back to the human state, then wherever he is reborn, he is stupid. And then next one, just opposite. But here, student, some man and woman visits a recluse or a Brahmin and asks, Venerable Sir, what is wholesome, what is unwholesome, what is blamable, and what is blameless, what should be cultivated, what shouldn't be cultivated, what kind of action will lead to my harm and suffering for a long time, what kind of action will lead to my welfare and happiness for a long time. Because of performing and undertaking such action, he reappears in a happy destination. But if instead he comes back to the human state, then wherever he is reborn, he is wise. So, here, stupid and wise. That's why I don't want to be stupid. When I go to the college, I am the only one who asks a lot of questions. And teacher said, this Buddhist monk asks a lot of questions. Even though if you don't ask, he will ask. So you can learn from him a lot. And even when I come at Dhammasuka Meditation Center, from the second or third days, I think I started a lot of questions to Bhantes and to Davids. Right, David? Because we want to learn. We want to learn from each other. And we want to learn the right teaching, what the really Buddha said to us. And Bhante also said, I love your question because you ask a lot of questions. I love it because he tried to give me correct answer. So, if you ask a lot of questions, you will be wise. If you don't ask question, Buddha said you will be stupid. So everybody want to be wise, right? And before coming here at Dhammasuka Meditation Center, I went many meditation center actually to see the other teachers, and I asked a lot of questions, including Bhante Gunaratana and Bhante Bhikkhu Bodhi and other teachers, you know. And they're really happy to answer me because I was little bit doubt about the teaching of the Buddha. So I asked them. One day I went to Bhante Gunaratana and he advised me. He said, Venerable Saccananda, Buddha said, Dasadhamma Sutta, number 10. Please try to attain at least Sotapanna when you monk. Buddha said, oh monks, please try to attain at least Sotapanna in this very life. Otherwise, your monk life will be failed, not successful. As soon as he told me that word, that sentence, my mind was wondering, wow, this is very important sentence that he said to me. And he told me, did you read Dasadhamma Sutta? I told him, Bhante, yes, I read, but I have to check again. He said, please practice meditation, at least try to attain Sotapanna. Then your monk life will be very successful. You see, if I would not go to him, I wouldn't get any chance to hear his important advice. So from that time, I am really very respectful to him, because he reminded me, at least try to attain Sotapanna. This is the Buddha's advice. And of course, I also went to Bhante Bhikkhu Bodhi and asked him a lot of questions. He answered me very nicely, with a calm mind, peaceful mind. He's very intellectual scholar, Bhante Bhikkhu Bodhi. Because I was very close to him, and of course I also record whatever I asked him. He answered me very precisely. And also, not only in this country, but also in Thailand, in Burma, I met many teachers who are really wise, and I really want to learn something different, you know, what Buddha said and what is their explanation. And eventually, thus a student, the way that leads to short life makes people short-lived. The way that leads to long life makes people long-lived. The way that leads to sickliness makes people sickly. The way that leads to health makes people healthy. The way that leads to ugliness makes people ugly. The way that leads to beauty makes people beautiful. The way that leads to being uninfluential makes people uninfluential. The way that leads to being influential makes people influential. The way that leads to poverty makes people poor. The way that leads to wealth makes people wealthy. The way that leads to low birth makes people low born. The way that leads to high birth makes people high born. The way that leads to stupidity makes people stupid. And eventually, the way that leads to wisdom makes people wise. Beings are owners of their actions. Students, heirs of their actions. They originated from their actions, are bound to their actions, have their actions as their refuge. It is action that distinguishes beings as inferior and superior. When this was said, the Brahmin student Subha to their son said to the Blessed One, "Magnificent Master Gotama, magnificent. Master Gotama has made the Dhamma clear in many ways, as though he were turning upright what had been overturned, revealing what was hidden, showing the way to one who was lost, or holding up a lamp in the dark for those with eyesight to see forms. I go to Master Gotama for refuge, and to the Dhamma, and to the Sangha of monks. Let Master Gotama remember me as a lay follower who has gone to him for refuge, for life." You see, here Brahmin student Subha, he was Vedas before. When he listened Dhamma talk from the Buddha, he gave up Vedas and he became Buddhist. Then from that time, he started practicing the teaching of the Buddha. So finally, by the power of the Buddha, by the power of the Dhamma, and by the power of the Sangha, may all living beings be happy and peaceful, and finally attain Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let's share the merit.
Share the merit.
Okay, let's share the merit. May suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear struck fearless be. May the grief initiate all grief, and may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit that we have thus acquired for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas of mighty power, share this merit of ours. May they long protect the Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.